The land of Israel means so much to every Jew, as an individual, as a people. Come on. It's just a parcel of land. It's just a piece of property. Why do we make such a big fuss? What's the big deal about the land of Israel? It's a heck of a big deal. The Ramban Nachmanides tells us that the primary place to perform all the mitzvot, all the 613 commandments of the Torah, the primary place to see the performance of those mitzvot is specifically in the land of Israel. The Rashbam, another one of the more renowned medieval commentators, tells us that a person gets more reward for the commandments that he observes while living in the land of Israel, and more punishment for transgressing the prohibitions while living in the land of Israel. Just living in the land of Israel itself is one of the 613 commandments according to Nachmanides, and according to many opinions, that's the opinion shared by Maimonides as well. One of the big 613, to come and live in this land. I have a commandment to go and settle in this land. What's the big deal? The Babylonian Talmud tells us that the land of Israel is higher than all other places in the world. Now we know from a pragmatic standpoint that's simply not the case. Explains Rabbi Moshe Sofer, known as the Chassam Sofer, that the reason why the land of Israel is viewed as the highest point in the universe is because that was the originating point in the universe. That was the starting point. God decided to create a world. He created the land of Israel first, and only then did he fashion from underneath the land of Israel, did he then encircle the globe by creating many other continents and many other land masses and bodies of water. Israel is the first place that God created. Temple Mount, Holy of Holies, the centerpiece of the land of Israel. Our sages tell us from the medieval through the classical commentators that the divine presence of God settles more in the land of Israel than any other place in the world. God is closer, and you could sense the proximity. You could sense that closeness just to walk on the streets of Jerusalem. Stand and pray by the Wailing Wall, by the Western Wall. You feel that there's something unique. You feel that there's something different. It's magical. It's somewhat mystical, metaphysical. God is closer in this land than any other land in the world. So you'll still say, okay, Rabbi, why is that? Why did God decide to pick a land and make it special? From the writings of the Kabbalists and many deep Jewish thinkers, we find that everything in the world can be classified as one of three general, can be cast into one of three general classifications. And that is known as Adam, Makom, and Zman, people, living beings, the realm of space and the realm of time. In the realm of living beings, we know that there are a lot more animals out there. There are a lot more insects, reptiles, amphibians, the whole scope, the whole gamut of the animal kingdom. There are far more animal and creatures than there are human beings. And you know what? There are a lot more human beings than there are Jews. The smaller we get, very often, the more that itself serves to highlight our uniqueness, our significance. The Jews, we're so great, so why we made so small a number? Why are we so few? But precisely that we are so few, that itself serves to constantly emphasize our uniqueness, that we're something special, we're something treasured. There's so many more animals, reptiles, amphibians out there than there are human beings. There's so many more human beings than there are Jews. The fewer you are in number, that itself serves to highlight your significance. You walk into an antique store. It could be an intrinsic $5 value on a piece of pottery, but why does it grab an exorbitant price tag? Because there's only one like it, because it's unique. There's so few Jews, that itself serves to highlight our significance. Within the Jewish people, we have the tribe of the priests, the Levites. There are even fewer of them than there are the non-priests, than there are the regular Israelites. And it's the same way within the dimension, within the realm of time. You have many days in the year, 365 days in the solar calendar year, 354 in the lunar calendar year, and sprinkled throughout. What do we have? We have certain holy times, festivals. We have the Holy Sabbath. We have the festivals scattered, bandied about the Jewish calendar year. Sanctifications of time. So why don't we have more festivals? Because the very fact that there are more non-holy days than there are holy days tells us that when we approach a holy day, there's something unique. It's called Kedushat Hazman. We sanctify the day, but it's only sanctified when we recognize it's something special. It's something that doesn't come too frequently. When it's not so often, when it doesn't dominate the bulk of the Jewish calendar year, then when we latch on to this holy day, we know it's something unique, it's something special. Because God is saying there's Kedusha, there's sanctification, there's holiness in every aspect of this world and every aspect of your lives. Don't think it's just in the realm of time, it's in the realm of who you are as a special, beloved people, as a chosen nation. It's also in the realm of space. There are spaces land masses in this world that are more holy intrinsically and more special, more unique than any other place in this world. And God told us already in the pages of the Torah where he promises to Abraham and again to Isaac and again to Jacob and all throughout the Torah, part of the eternal covenant that was fashioned, that was made together with God, is that what God says, I'm giving you my land, my favorite land, the land that I created the whole universe from. It's special, and you know what makes it special? Because that's where my divine presence resides. And all the holiness throughout the entire world, our sages say, really is emanating from this small little country called the land of Israel. And it's really all coming from Jerusalem, the eye of the universe. God's presence is here, it's holy. And God decided to make it holy, and he told us in the pages of the Torah it's holy. We need to have this recognition that there's Kedusha, there's holiness in every aspect of our lives, not only in the dimension of who we are as a nation, as a people, not only in the realm and the dimension of time, but also in the dimension of space. There are certain spaces and places in this world. The same way we know that when we go into a Beit Knesset, the Beit Midrash, into a study hall, into a synagogue, we know that we have to behave. We have to dress a little more appropriately for the occasion. We treat it with the certain respect we know just from walking into the general ambiance, that there's something palpable, there's something tangible that's different. You walk into Israel, there's something different. And what you're tasting is the proximity to divine presence that you can't taste anywhere else in this world. It's the primary place, as we mentioned, to do the mitzvah, to do the commandments of God. And it's the primary place to get close to God like never before. If we can't live in Israel, at least let's try to visit as frequently as we can. According to many halakhic decisors, if one visits, especially for a long duration of time, one even, to a certain extent, fulfills that commandment of living in the land of Israel. Let's try and tap into that holiness. Combine the holiness of who we are as a people, the holiness of special times, whether it's the 3 pilgrimage festivals, whether it's a holy Shabbat in the streets of Jerusalem. Let's take the holiness of time, the holiness of a person and of a people, and let's combine it with the holiness of a space, the holiness of Makom and the land of Israel. And let's rejoice in that unbelievable, gorgeous proximity with our Creator. And let's live that holy life, recognizing that if we can't live there, at least let's try our best to understand what it's all about and what makes the land so special and why it's always in the front pages of all the newspapers. It's small. It's almost hidden. But it's unique. And its smallness itself serves to highlight yet further its significance. It's something special because we're something special. Because there are certain special times, let's bring them all together. And let's learn and study more about what the uniqueness of the land of Israel is truly all about.